Hey everyone, Wanderbots here, and welcome to Eden's Last Sunrise, a tactical RPG kind of in the same format as Final Fantasy Tactics, made by the developer of the 10th Line. I forget what kind of style of game it was. It was a really unique, side-scrolling, turn-based, kind of sort of timeline-based. It was a really cool RPG that we played a while back, did a couple episodes and then stopped. I've been meaning to go back to it ever since. But I could just never find the time because RPGs are long. But the developer made this game and it looks pretty cool. So we're just gonna dive right in. It's out today, by the way. I do not know the price tag because we're recording it the day before, but still.
Welcome to Eden's Last Sunrise. 200 years ago, civilization was at its height. A group of individuals turned their sights on the stars and developed the planet's first space program. A group of 1,000 volunteers blasted off the surface, leaving their homeworld behind to colonize the solar system. But the surface dwellers began to resent those who left, accusing them of abandoning the magic-rich promised land gifted to them by the deified forces. Over time, communication between the two groups was cut off, and the dwellers began to shun technology and regress to their old magic-favoring ways. Now, 200 years later, the spacefarers have suddenly returned, bringing dire news about the fate of the entire world. You are not about to embark on a mission to save the world. No, its fate has already been sealed. Instead, your actions will change the fate of the people and usher them to a new world, either by choice or by force. Every decision you make, whether it be a world-altering proclamation, or a secret told confidentially to a friend, will be your own. There are no right or wrong answers. Who thought that proclamation would be so difficult to say?
Who thought the word difficult could be so difficult to say?
Difficult? Why? What did I say?
You got caught up on it for a hot second and had to restart.
Your first decision is an important one and must be made right away. You must decide which side of the story you wish to represent, the surface dwellers or the spacefarers. Your starting side will affect many available allies and potential story paths available. Choose the faction you wish to represent now.
Well, space.
Oh, wait, 1 minute. They don't label them either?
I mean, this is clearly space.
Yeah, I suppose. Who do we have? So we have...
I mean, this person has straight up sci-fi armor on.
I know, but I'm looking. So we have a kind of small dog or wolfish sci-fi, not sci-fi, a detective. He looks like a detective down there.
I'm not going to think too hard about
There's
this.
the red-headed lady with high heels, a dragon guy, and then I don't know if he's like a monk, but... Oh. Spacefarers faction is a space station colonist. You are familiar with advanced technology and weaponry. And then we have the dwellers. The native inhabitants of the planet, you have a natural affinity to magic and low-tech classes.
Give me the space guns.
Uh-huh. But the spacefarers came back for a reason, you know.
To warn people?
Yeah. You're a spacefarer, living in a technologically advanced habitation. Because of your tactical aptitude and impressive background, you've been called upon by the other spacefaring faction leaders to lead the Cradle Project. This means landing on the planet's surface as a direct ambassador. It is the first contact that we have made with the dwellers in nearly 200 years. First, however, you will need to create a representation of yourself in the story. This is your presence in the world. You will oversee battles, take part in story segments, and earn the trust of your allies as the commander of the Cradle Project.
Okay. Can we change our appearance?
It looks like you can also roll the dice. Wait, was that Poobub as a surname or something?
Hugto, Hefson, Tallblue, Magby, Pepperith, Bogpert, Henwag, Talldog, Willid, Douglas, Pitblue, Bigwag, Hapson, Bobkin, Hepfer, Slips and manless.
Manless? I don't know. Slips and manless? Okay. What?
It sounds like an almost...
Oh, wait. Is that the monkey? Like that...
So, random gives us a good name. Monkey gives us a dumb name.
Okay, well, let's go back to the dice. Can I see what they're... Stone Forged, Mathlate, Janner Seawalker, Scotal Calegrin, Javar Peak Maid, Bremet Dusqua. Yeah, these are interesting names.
But Sliplid and Dunson.
Wait.
Pit Dud Hefkin. Pit Peep Boop God.
I know you're just gonna... Okay, at this rate, you're just gonna call yourself Snad Hamwick, aren't you? Why? Poopog. I don't know.
I can't breathe. Oh, what a name. Ooh. We're smug.
No. You're not keeping Pit Peep Poopog. Do you know how terrible that is going to be for me to say?
Yeah, I know. But it's so tempting. Woo. Oh. What if we were just Peep the whole way through? Peep is my friends. I am friends with Peep. I am Peep friend.
No. Okay, come on. Choose something else, please.
Fine, I'll be Tall Tot Pepkin.
Short. No.
Short Dud Pooblu. Blipwart. Oh.
Cupbub?
Cupwag Booby. What is with this?
I still can't believe Snad Hamwick is still a thing that you do. Are you ever going to choose another pet name for yourself?
No.
Okay, so you can have a formal attitude, a casual attitude, or a smug attitude. Does anything happen when you hover over them?
Changes of spoken dialogue by your character, no effect on gameplay. I feel like Snad Hamwick would be casual. They've seen a lot of stuff.
What's smug, though?
We could have them be smug. Alright, let's be smug Hamwick.
Wait, what? Smug Hamwick.
I could also go with Had Sandwich, but, oh gosh, we're 7.5 minutes in and we haven't even started the game. It was worth it.
Now, Snad, you control the fate of the people. Cooperate with the other side, or fight to protect your way of life. The choice is yours.
Oh, that was a good laugh. I needed that. I've been in a funk all day and I feel better.
Oh. I like it how they have sites are trained as the music thing. Forever Dawn Corporation headquarters, conference room number 11. It seems all the major Spacefarer faction leaders have gathered in one place. Ooh, they look cool. Willis Jameson, Cradle Project founder.
It looks like everyone is here. My name is Willis Jameson. I'm an overseer of Habitation Zero. Kara, Skint, I'm glad you could join us in person. Ha! Well, if the rumors are true, I wouldn't miss it.
This time, I feel the rumors may undersell the situation.
First, allow me to introduce a few of my associates. This is Marie Sarazan, our tactical planner.
Marie stands up straight and looks confident. She briefly glances in your direction.
And our medical advisor and counselor, Rami Ransand.
Dr. Ranson seems pretty laid back in comparison. He probably doesn't come to these sorts of formal meetings very often. I am Kara Fatima, High Mind of the Beyond Frontiers Initiative, the BFI. This is my esteemed colleague, Tez Cholesterol. He'll be representing the initiative in my absence. Can you hover over those names or the highlighted things, by the way?
I can try next time we get another one of those.
Kara stands with an air of stern pride and intense focus. Tez, meanwhile, looks over to you quizzically, almost like he's daydreaming.
No, I think it's their faction that they're associated with.
I mean, ISO seems to be business. Is Blue character?
Wait. There's something on the menu about changing whether or not a person's like friendly to me or something like that. I think it's how they feel about us.
So is neutral blue, green positive, and red would be
maybe? I don't know.
Antagonistic? I
Maybe.
don't know.
We'll find out.
That's him.
I know, I'm getting water. Skin Kellerox, leader of the Interspace Operations, the ISO. We're a neutral body that provides security and hired support for the other corps in the system. All of our troops are handpicked by me, just like Dara here, Lonnie Dara.
Skint towers over everyone else in the room. He's an intimidating Dracoran, and he knows it. You swear you can feel heat radiating off his form. But that could be exhaust. Oh, I see. Could be exhaust from his fearsome body armor.
I was thinking he was going to be a main villain from the screenshots. I was wrong.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. Hey, Marie. Lanny, by contrast, is a Carnavan and is the shortest figure in the room. She stumbles over her words, but you can tell that she has no slouch when it comes to combat. Willis is looking in your direction.
Lastly, this is Snad Hamwick. I found him in the hallway.
What?
Hang on, Commander. Assets, what are you planning here, Jameson? I understand your confusion. Perhaps we should start from the beginning. Dr. Fatima, would you take the floor?
What's this 0%? 2 weeks ago, our Harpoon 1 probe in deep space reported an astronomically high energy reading before communications suddenly ceased. We believe it to be lost permanently.
If I may clarify, the Harpoon project were the first probes launched from the star system to collect readings from deep space. They've kept in constant contact with the initiative for over 150 years.
Yes. Then, 3 days ago, we lost Harpoon 2 in the same manner. The distance between these probes should not be underestimated. What happened to them is not a coincidence. We've processed the numbers and the readings from both probes before they were terminated. Coupled with their distance away from us and the light speed limit on communication with them, we've settled on one theory. We believe a band of high-energy particles is sweeping in our direction and is approaching at some velocity under the speed of light. The readings make it clear that this is a cosmic anomaly unlike anything we've ever seen before. Anomaly? Sounds serious. What do you guys think it is? And why is this the first time that we've heard about it? Unknown. Most signs point to the remnants of a supernova right in our backyard. Whatever it is large enough that the particle wave will eventually engulf our entire solar system and beyond.
Engulf? Like us? Like, how bad's that gonna be?
If these energy readings are accurate, when it reaches us, it will likely eliminate all life in the solar system. It will disrupt electronic life support systems and strip the atmosphere off surface worlds. We have no place to hide.
Wait, what the hell?
That can't be right, right? Huh? Wait a minute.
Then it's true.
Everyone, calm yourselves. I like the little animation for
Moving
kind of
around.
stepping over
Yeah,
and
why
then
not?
flipping around. You may know Ral Crenshaw, president of the Forever Dawn Communication Technology Corporation. She thinks that she might have a solution. Ral, please enlighten us.
Right? Hello. I thought my presentation making days were over. Anyway.
Ral looks like she hasn't slept in quite a while. She takes a pointed, nervous breath before every sentence she speaks.
Our engineers have been working on a new project in secret. It's almost ready. Like, I'd say it's 95% of the way there. I think this is the perfect chance to unveil it for the first time.
Crenshaw, what exactly are we looking at? It almost appears cybernetic.
Very astute, Dr. Cholesterol. Your reputation precedes you. I'm proposing a mechanical solution to a biological limitation.
Wait a minute, I thought they just said that this wave was going to create some kind of electromagnetic disruptor thing that's going to shut down their technology and strip off the magnetic field or atmospheres on planets. Why would turning yourself into a cyborg help in this situation?
I don't know.
But it looks like she's just responded here with, it will shred anything organic.
Mm-hmm.
This energy will shred everything organic. No amount of shielding will protect our frankly fragile bodies for very long. So, what if we shed those bodies for something more permanent?
What do you mean, like robots?
Not exactly. Think of it as digitalizing the basic elements of consciousness, stored someplace safe. They could survive indefinitely.
Damn, I have like half a novella with this plotline so far.
What do you mean?
Like, this is not too far off of one of the novella plots that I kind of left behind. The digitizing people.
I mean, the digitizing thing has been something that people have contemplated for a long time. It
was specifically like, oh shit, Calamity's coming. What do we do? Throw everybody's brains in a hard drive and hope they can figure out how to get out eventually.
Later?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
With the proper implementation and access to tools, we can allow a consciousness to continue to grow independently of the world outside and, eventually, maybe even let it interact?
Wait, do they want people to just digitize and then become MMO characters in some digital world?
And then maybe return to the real world once it's safe? As probably weird
That's what they
androids.
meant by growing and interacting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're proposing a digital collective consciousness of our minds. Meaning Forever Dawn has this kind of technology available.
The process is surprisingly simple. Upload the minds of every living person into our databanks, give the machinery adequate shielding to withstand the energy anomaly, and civilization survives. Just like that.
Wait a minute. Just give everyone's brains to you.
I mean...
digitally. We can barely trust internet companies with our digital data. Why?
Oh, I hope that...
Also, okay, another thing to bring up.
I hope this goes full dystopia.
If you digitize your mind, isn't there still a consciousness or mind left over in your body? Are you only just creating a copy of yourself?
I don't know. I don't know. Everyone, huh? So you're talking about surface dwellers too?
I mean, only if they want it, I suppose.
That's where we come in. Allow me to introduce the Cradle Project. It's a mission to warn our surface-dwelling relatives and give them a chance to be saved alongside us. No one's spoken to the dwellers in hundreds of years. You got your work cut out for you, Jameson. Indeed we do. That is why I suggest we extend the olive branch and not the saber. That's why I've asked you to each submit a representative to assist us while we establish a working relationship with our ambassadors on the Cradle. I see.
Oh, that means us.
We've already deployed a communication probe to the surface to announce our arrival and mark our rendezvous points with the surface ambassadors. We've designated this landing zone as Beacon Point. I only hope the surface dwellers choose to accept our arrival. The topographic coordinates are 3825. Historical weather data shows that location to be the safest for frequent launches and landings. It's also close to a major population center, according to our records. The inhabitants should have discovered it by now. And how long do we got left?
By our calculations, we'll begin seeing the effects of the anomaly in less than a year. About 140 days. That is the very latest that we should begin the digitalization of the population.
I know it's a lot to take in, but for now, leave Cradle to my team. We'll be taking a repurposed shuttlecraft and landing on Beacon Point as soon as it's ready. I assure you, we'll have the dwellers on the Cradle prepared in time.
Right. The engineers at Forever Dawn will be working overtime to make the whole process as smooth as it can be.
Snad has a mind for tactics and resource management. He'll be the squad leader for our ground-based operations, Lonnie and Dr. Cholesterol. I would ask that you be ready for departure tomorrow at 1200 hours, standardized solar time. Our plans for now are to keep the truth on a need-to-know basis. I ask that you respect the Cradle Project's jurisdiction over the surface, and do not intervene directly. Multiple shuttle landings could cause a panic among the dwellers, or appear as an invasion. We've respected their sovereignty for 200 years. 200 years now. I'm sure you all understand.
Starting today, it's all hands on deck at Forever Dawn. We'll leave the dwellers to you guys.
My people will continue to study the anomaly and see if we can learn any more about its composition and potential effects.
I'll make sure those two stay in line, as always.
The next day, on the Cradle Project lander shuttle, repurposed cargo bay, in the atmosphere somewhere in the skies above Cradle.
We should be touching down in a matter of minutes. The autopilot is programmed to follow the signal from our probe at Beacon Point. It's near a major population center on Cradle, so it shouldn't go unnoticed.
Notice how it says Path of Cooperation Flame Day Week 1 operation underway?
Yeah.
Flame Day, I wonder if it's...
Well, we have 140 days, give or take. Flame Day is probably like Monday or something.
Mm-hmm.
This is all homeworld, though. Are you saying that we don't know anything about it?
When the surface dwellers chose to cut off communication 200 years ago, we assumed that was that. Spacefarer bylaws forbade any further interaction, observation, or communication with them. So that was it, huh? So long, thanks for the rocket fuel. You guys think they'll be happy to see us?
I'm sure much has changed since then. As ambassadors, it's our duty to make a good first impression. Right, Willis?
That's exactly right. I chose you all as members of the team, a team of diverse species and talents to demonstrate our unified spirit. I want you to set a positive example for the surface dwellers.
Willis looks straight at you through his oversized spectacles.
You've been rather quiet, Snad. You have permission to speak freely, of course. You'll be the squad leader after all. How do you feel being among the first spacefarers to set foot on the Cradle?
You should choose your words carefully. Many times, your responses can affect the trust of your allies. If they like what they hear, silence is always an option as well. Are you nervous? Did you pick the best of the best?
Remember, we're smug.
Having doubts already? We could always... definitely not number 3.
I love the idea of never saying a damn thing for this entire game. Just to see what would happen.
You have to respond. It'd be weird if you... didn't say anything.
I go with 2.
Go with 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You picked the best of the best.
Everyone likes that. The other members of your squad seem to appreciate your confidence.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I never get chosen for important stuff like this.
You and your squad stand in silence for a few minutes. Soon, the atmosphere changes all around you, and you feel a rush of blood to your head as natural gravity takes over. The weight of yesterday's conference settles upon you suddenly, and you feel an urge to break the ice. High mind, yikes. Be honest. Wait. You think you could take on Skint in a fight?
Be honest. Think I could take Skint in a fight? All the other ones are kind of rude. This one's at least kind of funny because the answer is no.
Everyone's gonna laugh you off.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, Skint looks all tough, but I bet he's got a soft and chewy center under all that armor. Know what I mean?
I don't know if I'd agree. Then again, I don't think either of us have ever dealt with him in person very long, aside from our initial interviews with the ISO. Oh, landing.
This is it, Snad. Stay with me until we know the situation on the ground. We have no idea what kind of response to expect, since they have no way of communicating back to us.
Do you think anybody actually showed up?
Ship explodes. Oh.
Beacon Point, the surface of Cradle. Oh wow, there's a whole crowd.
We got a line. Please take us to space. Welcome home. I see you received our message. My name is Willis Jameson. We're the ambassadors for the Spacefarer leadership.
The surface dweller ambassador stands in silence for a moment, as if the weight of the realization is settling in and he's too stunned to speak.
Ah, of course. I'm Sorensen Ashfall, the president of the Grand Continental Leadership. These are my assistants, Reflin and Jess. Quite the crowd has gathered, I see. Yes, but it's not unexpected. This is a historic moment for both of our worlds, after all. Perhaps we should go someplace quieter where we can speak in peace. Betrayers!
Oh no, a firebomb?
Defend your home! Drive them from our soil!
Unsurprisingly, the crowd quickly disperses, leaving only the attackers and a few other civilians behind.
How did they? Sorensen, what is the meaning of this?
Head for the lander. We'll cover you.
Mr. President, we'll help too. Oh boy, it's got out of hand in record time. I'd help slow him down, if I can.
Didn't expect this kind of response so soon.
I'd better do something.
So these are some of the other characters.
Holy shit, there are so many characters.
Defeat all enemies.
I'm glad we're not recording this as a full series because there's no way I'd be able to keep track of all of my voices. So I only have 2 units to deploy. Let's see. Well, how do we, bit? I see.
You have to put them down.
Yep, so we've got an engineer and an enforcer. I don't know if any of this is correct. It'll be fine. Don't worry, guest characters like me will move and fight on our own. We'll help you fight off any enemy units nearby. You get the chance to direct your ally units soon, too.
Okay, so our allies are the people with the yellow HP bars.
Yep.
Bob is an insurgent.
Die, Bob! Oh, he got exposure.
Jess, GCL bodyguard.
I like her armor.
Positioning matters. Take the high ground and strike your foes from behind or from the side. You'll be okay.
Wait, these 2 characters might actually be references to the two of the protagonists from 10th Line?
Maybe?
Because this guy kind of looks like... I don't think they're the same, but he kind of looks like the animal guy from 10th Line, and the...
I thought it was the dragon
Well,
mage.
there were 3. There was the dragon mage, the beastman thief, and then the human fencer.
Huh.
It's
Yeah.
been a while. Okay, we already know that.
Yeah, you
So
should
he's a
be your
professor, so yeah, I think it's either just like a light nod or
It could be one of those things where they have it set in a similar universe but at a different time.
Yeah.
Or like similar.
I mean, I can't blame
it could
them
be
for
the same
using
world.
similar races. Yeah, definitely separate people though.
Elitza, the helpful onlooker.
Performing actions cost action points.
Your turn ends when you run out. You can also end your turn early. Leftover AP will make your next turn come up sooner. Okay.
Oh, that is actually kind of useful.
So, yeah. Because you currently have that... Wait, Whiffinon. You know, it's interesting that they gave specific portraits to all of the insurgents. I wonder if that means they're going to be characters that pop up frequently in the future?
Maybe, or they just have a whole bunch of portraits kind of pre-made for each character.
It's your turn now. You will direct your allies to move and attack whenever...
Okay.
Or act whenever their turn comes up.
I'm just gonna skip past.
My class is the agent. Our classes determine all our stats, abilities we can use, and the weapons that we can wield. All of that.
The agent is a damage dealer who uses guns from a distance. Move me a few tiles away from an enemy, and I can attack them at range.
Good to go.
Oh, they actually have voice acting. A little bit.
A little bit, not much.
Good to go.
So if I bring her here... Oh. I guess we have to do the move command. Does this cost
Heading there
AP?
now.
Okay, it costs 1. So agent actions, untrained. So wield... Oh, subclass ability, wield various weapons with limited proficiency. Medkit, unique skills, change weapons, agent actions. Snapshot, improvised strike. Well, if I shoot this guy from behind...
That guy has less health.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to switch targets. Because
Can't
if
you
a
just
suitable
click on the
target is
target?
in range, they'll be selected automatically. But what if I... Well... Never mind. I wanted to see if I could actually have her shoot other people. But the answer seems to be no. Let's see. Defend and end turn. Just end turn. I think we've got enough. And facing matters.
Hurrah! My class is the Enforcer. That means I like to get up close and personal with melee attacks while protecting my friends. My Engage Hostiles ability gives me Lure status, which makes enemies more likely to attack me instead. So, aggro.
Oh, your voice is actually not too far off.
Nah, she's a little bit
She's a bit more gravelly, yeah, but, like, not that much.
She could have been deeper.
You got it.
Okay.
Horseman action, staggering strike, engage hostiles. Pursue and challenge foes, gain move and moderate lure next turn. Or we can just hit this guy from behind. Oh, we can also choose our weapon. So carbon rod does more damage, has less accuracy. Or what? Staggering strike. Oh, I have to pick the weapon, then I hit. I didn't quite take him out. Action, enforcement actions.
Oh, Engage
What is that?
Hostiles is
What
the
about
one that
untrained?
draws them to her.
Because we also have basic strike, shot, spell, and throw. That's interesting. Change weapons, unique skills, double time. Move again twice. Sure. My combat class is the Engineer. I specialize in ranged attacks with high-tech dynamo weapons that can also endure many elemental attacks, and I can build temporary structures such as cover on the field. My weapon has an elemental affinity, energy. Every unit can withstand elemental attacks differently. To see detailed breakdowns, click on the unit and bring up the portrait. Then click on the portrait to see all of their combat data. Note their weakness to energy attacks.
Reporting.
Oh. Okay. Can I...
Jaffinan.
System. Options. Voice volume.
Oh, you wanted to turn the voice volume off? Just so they aren't saying things in combat?
Stop convincing me by my voice for the character is wrong. Let's see. So what do we have? Engineer. We also have battery array. Oh, use a reserve item. Engineer, concentrated shot.
The interesting thing about him is he looks like he's a dragon person, but he's fluffy.
Well, I mean, the other dragon person had...
They did have hair.
Yeah,
right?
he had hair.
So maybe the dragon folk in this do have the capability of growing beards and stuff too. Because he has definitely beard and sideburns.
Oh, okay. So this is how I select other people.
So are they all spellcasters, or are they just... Oh, maybe the flame is just a firebomb.
I think these are their actions that they have, ish.
Well,
so I think
notice
they have
how
fire bombs.
Tez's class is engineer, and he has the wrenches.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. My class, I'm a medic. I can heal someone next to me, or a bunch of folks at a time from a distance if I use a flask weapon. You can also fight up close if I need to, but you should try and keep me out of harm's way when you can. Okay, so what does he have? Medical actions, healing infusion, or anesthetic jab?
Anesthetic jab would probably be to make someone slow or stagnant. Maybe even put them to sleep for a couple turns.
There you go. Let's see. Anesthetic jab, ceramic blade, shank the man.
Wait, you applied it to the blade?
Yeah.
Ah.
Guess I should maybe have defended, but she's got lure on, so we're probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
Or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're just chucking Molotov cocktails, but missed. I don't quite know how you miss with a Molotov cocktail, to be honest, but I'm not thinking too hard about that. I also don't think we have to play too defensively here. This has actually been a really good year for strategy games, especially on PC. Well, Blitz is dead.
Oh, ouch.
Never mind.
Unless you can heal her.
Yeah, that I will actually try and heal her.
Reflin Journeyman.
It looks like he's just got a sword or a knife. It's always hard to tell with this. I do really appreciate that the character models, I don't know if they're 3D or what, but they have kind of a nice visual style to them. I was expecting something a little bit more pixelated.
Yeah, I think the figures on the field might be 3D.
Yeah, and it works. It's a good way of getting a bunch of different variations, potentially, and also just rotations, too. Because sprite art, you'd have to have, what? At least 2 different angles, plus all those animations. Easier to just do it in 3D. And the illustrated character portraits go a long way to kind of making them look nice.
No, definitely. And I still like that the environments look to be all hand-painted, too.
Yeah. Ancient action, snapshot.
And that grass texture, the painting for it's really nice.
I will admit, I like the ground texture a little bit more than the trees. Like, the ground texture looks real nice.
I think in part it's the lighting as well.
I get the distinct feeling that my, the characters I brought with me are kind of weak. That lady with the daggers did a ton of damage.
Critical. And that guy just poofed out of existence.
That's undo movement. We'll just have him wait. I like this AP system. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Nah, it's fine.
I mean, at least they're not going after Feliza.
Yeah, it's like no damage.
Or Feliza. Yeah, if you can go heal her, that'd be nice.
Okay, medical action. Nope.
No,
Stab her.
Healing infusion.
Wait.
Probably bare hands for
Hold up.
healing infusion. Why? Or tempered glass.
I am doing healing. Yes, healing infusion, so I can heal with the ceramic blade.
What? No. Don't
Moderate
do that.
healing with a small sharp blade. Moderate healing with your fists. Slam a jam. You feel better. Just slaps her. Haha. Medicine. Space medicine. They're just like shocked and terrified. I had a cleric in a 3.5 campaign who
Did
had
they heal by punching?
he had a mace of healing. And so whenever I hit somebody, they'd heal for however much damage I did, which was actually really overpowered. But it was really funny when I came in for a big heal and I just, crit him in the face and they'd feel better for it.
Your team has vanquished the last of the attackers with the help of the other surface dwellers in the crowd. Slowly, your group assembles at the base of the lander craft again. We are victorious.
I like the little, this is the song playing. That's nice.
Yep.
AP spent. Oh, I see. This is what I was wondering, if we get skill growth or something like that.
Wait. Technology, power, nature, forces.
Yeah.
Discipline, and science.
This is exciting. These games live and die based on, weird arbitrary progression mechanics, and this looks exciting to me. This also looks exciting to me. So that means we'll probably be able to swap classes
the
if we want to.
battle spoils. Beacon Point Landing Zone. The area has been cleared except for the GCL representatives and the volunteers.
Well, I knew our reception would be interesting, but I wasn't expecting anything like that. I must apologize again. We had word of resentment over your visit, but we didn't do our due diligence in securing the meeting point. This is all my fault. No, we discussed the chance of some bad blood awaiting our arrival. Thankfully, we were prepared. Although I imagine news of what happened here will probably spread across the entire continent by now. That seems impossible. The couriers would take a week to cross the continent, at minimum. Couriers? You mean you have no aircraft or wireless transmission of any sort? I see. Those weapons they used were something else, though. Was that some kind of magical fire? That was no magic. If we can recover some samples, I can assign our head GCL chemist to try and identify the kind of explosive material used. I had to postpone your reason for being here, but we could really use your help. Oh, you know what? I wonder if the people in the crowd... No. We probably would have had these characters as companions, not the random people in the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he came with these two, but not Felica and the wolf guy.
We knew these attackers posed a threat, but we were sure we had the rendezvous point locked down. We can't let them continue to run rampant like this. Makes the Grand Continental leadership look weak. Very well, we'll hear you out. Thank you. We'll be grateful for any aid you can provide. Let us move to the GCL headquarters in Sunbreak and speak in private. And I want to thank you two for your help, as well. I would ask that you accompany us back to Sunbreak for medical treatment. Nah, don't worry about it, Mr. President. All good here. I'm headed back to Sunbreak, though, so I'll join you guys for the ride back. I was out here for the learning experience, but I think I've seen enough.
Appreciate it, but I think I'll pass too. I hope you space types are all safe and sound. I better get going. Thanks for keeping a cool head, everyone. I'm sure none of us expected an engagement so soon. You did well too, Snad. Fortunately, our foes were disorganized. Next time, that may not be the case, so I want you to keep us well-equipped and trained. To keep us well-equipped and training, I see, for roles that will keep our squad balanced. I guess it'll be safe to leave the lander here. We're the only ones who would know how to operate it, and we will need it to travel back to the planet quickly. Oh, across the planet quickly, not back to the base or to the space station. Whatever. Across the planet quickly.
Don't think we got too much choice. Well, let's get going.
Blur, blur, blur. And then we're ready to go somewhere.
And we're just there already.
Sunbreak, capital of the Grand Continent, the presidential office. President Ashfall hurriedly brought you and your squad without drawing attention from the civilians outside. Willis tries to explain the situation in vague, non-technical terms that the surface dwellers can understand without revealing the end goal of their project. Sorensen seems flustered either way.
I think I understand. After all, we wouldn't have expected you to return to us if you were bearing good news. If you wish to aid the people of the Grand Continent in some way, then it is the leadership's duty to assist you.
We're going to coerce all of you to become robot...
Time for us all to be...
You're going to be added to our giant MMO until such a time that we'll be given bodies.
Do you remember the Final Fantasy 14 copy pasta?
Huh?
You know, have you heard of the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy 14? And it's like absurd trial and so on and so forth. It's like really long.
Mm-hmm.
It was making the rounds the last couple years, especially leading up to Endwalker.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just imagining that's
will
what
you
we're
become
doing
part
right
of
now.
our big digital MMO?
You want to play video games
Survive
with us? You
the
don't have a
apocalypse?
choice. It's either play our video game with us or die.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing serious. Let's call it growing pains for both of our societies. There's no cause for immediate alarm.
Those attackers, they were ready for us. It's like that they've been planning this day for a long time. Who are they, and how did you know to expect them?
They call themselves the One World Union. You may know, or may not, that some people have a somewhat of a grudge against the travelers who left our world. They say you abandoned the land and the forces, and the people who were left behind. One World Union was originally a philosophy to give comfort to those people, to say that they were better off without the travelers. Over time, though, the sentiment has turned into something else.
Whoa. It just sounds like it was out of a place of envy as opposed to...
Yes. These are petty people that got mad and wanted to blame somebody for whatever problems.
But they wouldn't know if it was better out in space, would they?
I think it's no. They said they abandoned the forces. So specifically,
the forces are their deities or something.
Yeah,
right?
So I think they specifically felt like this planet was all they needed, and that, you know, it was kind of heresy to seek another place in the stars when they already lived in a magical utopia already? Question mark? I don't know. I think it's stupid, but let's be honest here. We've seen stupider ethoses in our own world.
Mm-hmm.
Something else. I don't know about that. Sounds exactly like what they meant all along. Well, thankfully, they had no way to actually act before now. so their operations are still scattered. This is a weakness for them, but it can also be a liability for us. That's why I wish to ask for your help.
I take full responsibility, Ashfall. Their weapons eluded our searches and put you in harm's way.
Well, yeah, I think I think we all blame you this time. I told you we shouldn't have let anybody get that close, didn't I tell you? None of our staff are to blame. The weapons they had appeared to be innocuous bottles. Caught us all off guard. I have our chemical specialist analyzing some of the charged soil to see if he can identify the material that was used in the attack.
Would have been cool if they called the chemical analyst the alchemist or something.
Miasmatist.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I suppose I wasn't reading that. I was just thinking about what they could have said, and then the next thing,
There you go. It's actually a class. Like, literally, as we discussed this, Miasmatist popped up on my browser window to the left.
Ah.
Assault, a caster who uses bio attacks, ailments, and buffs with side effects.
Miasma. That miasmatist? You're trusting him with our safety now?
Well, it's his job. He has promised to have results for us by the end of this week. Hey, sorry, I was trying to look for the carrot. There's 6 characters
carrot
on screen and it's a little hard to find sometimes. But yeah, it is glowing. I was looking over here maybe. Hey, why not let us analyze it? We've got organic scanning technology. We'd have the answer for you in, like, an hour.
I think you were confused because sometimes the character moves just before they talk.
Yeah.
But the characters also move when they finished something that they're saying and someone else starts talking.
Yeah. No, not necessary. Let our people handle it. Plus, we can't let news of an attack reach the other spacefarer factions, Dr. Ranzend. Our mission would be over before it's begun. Our best move will be to quell this little uprising before it gets out of hand ourselves. Then continue our original purpose.
Oh, so the other spacefarers would just say, they're not worth our time.
Yeah.
They won't be digitized and added to our MMO.
I mean...
Okay.
It really is that, though. I was thinking, like, what if we land and it's just awful? Like, there's an army with catapults and stuff, and the game just, like, you have the option of sticking it out and trying to make it work, or just leaving and you get just, like, a really early end that is actually not half bad, but slightly sad as you see the planet burn to a crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we have an idea about where this group of assailants could be hiding out. It would have to be within a day's travel of our contact point, away from Sunbreak proper. I believe they have gathered in the Fertile Quarter, the region of farmland surrounding Sunbreak, wide open spaces, and plenty of abandoned structures there that they could plan their operations in secret. If possible, I'd like our squad to lead the investigation. It will give us a chance to learn the lay of the land and measure what sort of threat these challengers pose, and whether we'll need additional resources or personnel to resist them.
Hey, hang on. Are you sure that's smart? I thought we were trying to avoid establishing a military presence here.
Now that's true. We will not turn the cradle into a war zone, but access to the leadership's logistical resources will be necessary in letting us integrate and eventually extend our reach across the entire continent. Plus, we've got, guns. To do that, we need to gain their trust. It's clear we must win over people little by little, and that starts with this assignment. After that, we shall seek more peaceful means. It won't be easy, Snad, with how little the surface dwellers' technology has advanced. I dare say it's even regressed in some ways in the past 200 years. We'll have to do our best with what we've been handed. Having witnessed the dwellers' use of latent energy in combat has piqued my curiosity. With your permission, I would like to accompany you on these operations so I may witness more of this magical ability for myself, and for the initiative.
And I'm just as happy to be part of the team. You need an enforcer? You all picked the right Vin for the job.
Well, at least everyone sounds motivated. Snad, what do you think? Handle more skirmishes, let's wreck up the place. As long as you're ready to answer Takara and Skint.
Say nothing. Probably one. I think we can handle one more skirmish.
That's right. And as long as the procedure is delicate, we can minimize the risk to everyone involved.
Hey, wait a minute. Procedure? Delicate? You're talking like a doctor. This is like the opposite of the surgery. Actually, never mind. I guess it is kind of similar. Anyway, as long as we don't make a habit of knocking heads together, I guess I'm in too.
Everyone has their hands to their chins.
Well, I'm not hearing any objections, so I say we move right along. Snad, yes? Would your squad join us in the planning room? I can show you a map of the Grand Continent and explain how our logistical systems work. Oh, there's so much preamble for this game.
I mean, there's a lot to establish.
Oh, I'm sure. It's just we're 50 minutes in and we've done one battle. Have a look, Snad. The Grand Continent. Sunbreak to the north, in the Dulur region. Evandis to the west, and Akret in the mountains to the east. Our logistics agency has divided the continent into regions, as you can see. We treat each as a separate territory. Each region can provide us with resources once we've liberated it and have established control. Liberating these regions will also let us extend our reach into neighboring areas. It's important that we control as many as possible.
Oh, wait. They have to liberate the world? I thought that... Who's suppressing them?
When I think the better phrase would be ally with.
To ally and weed out all the dissidents.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, but yeah.
It's interesting that this is a little bit more grand strategy than I thought it would be, but it kind of makes sense if we only have 140 days to do this.
Mm-hmm.
First, however, we need to accept Sorensen's request and investigate the Fertile Quarter. See the large glowing region above? You can select a region to see any orders specific to that location. You can also see all orders in the list to the right. For now, let's take care of that order. Go ahead and choose it from the list. So, I want to check... Okay, we've seen orders. Cards. Cards? Oh. Quad Pro Quo 2.0.
The collectible card game against any story allies that you've recruited. Yeah.
So this is... what is it?
They have a game within a game, essentially, right?
What's the card game called? Tetramaster or Triple Triad. It's very much based on both of those, so I'm not even going to think about it. I can't recruit or craft anything, but we can take a look at these characters a little bit. So, oh boy, that's some UI here. So skill levels. Interesting. Units level and skill. Skill levels affect classes available and can help dispatch
they have
with
a lot
dispatch
of
missions.
Science, disciplined, power, and technology.
Yeah. So forces, power, nature, forces... technology, power, nature, forces, discipline, and science. Trust, ready to advance. Level up by socializing and safely leading them in battle. Interesting.
Ready to advance? I wonder how you level up.
Probably by hanging out and chatting in the base. I'm just looking at things just because. So max AP, that probably maybe goes up at some point. Maybe not. Lot of stats. This is useful for me, though. I'm a huge fan of the Final Fantasy Tactics series, and this is real nice. So reaction is, if you notice the lady with the knives, the NPC, she had the ability to counterattack.
Yeah.
We don't have that, but moves like that are actually incredibly useful. So you only get one reaction move, but it can be like a dodge or a counterattack or like a emergency heal or something. These are more like use certain weapons or get bonus damage, or I'm not sure. And then I think... Once a bonus ability is learned, it can be equipped regardless of class. So I think once you master class, you get something. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's neat.
So it's interesting that combat, they have melee, guns, magic, and throwing. And then for resistance, you have impact / heat, cold, energy, and bio. Bio probably being poison and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately we have no such abilities at the moment. Might change classes. Not that it matters, it's far too late. Oh, here we go, class. So Neophyte, Agent, Enforcer, Engineer, Medic. So Neophyte, untrained, can use any equipment but has poor stats and abilities. Can you actually... Oh, you can...
Currently, she's an Enforcer though, right?
Oh. Yeah, so she's currently an Enforcer, Mastery of 286. Primary class, effect, ability, stats, and available equipment. And then just extra set of abilities. So if I wanted to, I could actually give her, like, the Agent... subclass instead. It looks like you can have 18 abilities from each. And we've already mastered Neophyte, so I'm not entirely sure what we get if we keep going. But there's also not much benefit for me to be a Neophyte, or an Enforcer and Agent, because I think it's a Gunner. But I wanted to take a look. Can he be... No. It looks like we need higher stats. Ah, here you go. So, going along with the skill levels at the bottom, to play as an Enforcer, you need 2 levels in Help, 2 in power, and 2 in Discipline. and one in nature to actually be able to use that class.
But you want to keep him as a medic anyway.
Currently, yes. I was wondering if I could actually do the secondary class and gain some extra mastery in it just passively. Oh well, doesn't really matter. Neat to look at though. And I guess I should save, just because. Okay, we'll do one more battle.
Oh, did you see that save file slot? Look at there are those little starbursts.
Yeah.
5 of them. I wonder if those are integral parts of the game.
Maybe, yeah. But for now, fertile quarter, neutral. Regulated farmlands under the control of Sunbreak, a source of much of the world's food supply. Per week, 100 money plus whatever that is. Regional operations, making a mark, dispatch. Dispatch mission. You'll send 1 or more available allies off to complete the mission. Allies you send will be unavailable for battles, socializing other dispatch missions until they return later that week. The chances of success will be shown while you choose allies to dispatch. Interesting.
Oh, so you're going to build a huge party, and then you can send them to manage things in the world while you more actively go out on your own quests and missions, essentially?
Yeah, so it looks like we only have a dispatch mission. We aren't actually doing a mission at all.
Okay.
Okay.
So who's going to be...
So... Oh, I see. There we go.
Chance of success.
100%.
Oh.
Yep. And it looks like we can only have 1 character sent off.
Oddly enough, didn't we have something like this for World of Warcraft at one point with the Legion stuff?
Yep.
I remember sending characters out on missions and just having a percentage of success.
Yep.
You got it. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a fin's tail.
Now that our squad is deployed, we'll wait for the results. If they're successful, the region will be liberated and we'll secure control. Snad, I'm sure you understand, but any allies you dispatch will not be available for any other missions until they return. Since this is your first assignment, we'd like you to invite you and your allies to rest in Sunbreak until your squad returns. Select Finish Dispatching to advance time. Okay. When you want to read this?
When you have finished assigning squads for the weekly dispatch events, you can use this button to continue into the week. Each week in Eden's last sunrise is 5 days long. Time will pass after each daily task is complete. When their tasks are complete, dispatched allies will return with news of their success and will be available for other tasks again. New missions appear as more territory is liberated. Additional missions may appear over time as well. Most importantly, be sure your allies are prepared for the next major operation.
So that's probably what the suns are.
Ah. So the days of the week.
Great success. Bonus rewards. And we also get Enforcer Mastery only. Our squad has returned, Commander. Now that the region is liberated, we can acquire funds and resources to further our plans. These goods will be delivered at the end of each week. We can also use the region as a stepping stone to liberate the surrounding territories. I have news. Our scouts have located an encampment of One World Union radicals hiding deep inside the Fertile Quarter. I suggest your team strikes tomorrow before they realize they've been discovered. They're a threat to the people of Sunbreak. Okay.
The retaliation.
Major operation is taking place today. Choose Initiate Operation. Also use the roster and function menus to prepare and equip your allies. Okay, so we could engage. Oh, we can also increase the difficulty if we want to get better stuff.
Huh.
Okay. Oh.
You pressed cancel.
Well, yeah, I wanted to see about resources. Here, can I save before at least? I guess not that it matters too much. I'm curious about the higher difficulty levels. They scare me, but
well, if you
those
notice,
extra resources
funds,
are
experience, and mastery is all that changes. The material rewards and the gear rewards are the same. You're gonna do an expert?
good. Let's try hard. We'll see what happens. These painted environments look real nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you have to
Who's
deploy
this?
your team.
We have Marie automatically down. We have Zippy. Oh. They're level 5.
And what level are you? You're level 2?
Time to find out. I mean, I still have more HP than they do by far. So I think we'll be fine.
I think we caught them off guard. Let's split up and take them from both sides. We can use the high ground and the building to our advantage.
Ah, so higher ground gives them an advantage, but beware, a character's jump stat may be too low for some routes. Weapons have verticality limits, meaning some attacks can't reach units on higher tiles. High ground is generally better. The high ground! Some tiles act as cover. Tiles protected by cover will have shields icons, as shown here. Move your units into these tiles for additional protection from enemy attacks.
Oops. That was the wrong character. I thought I had him selected for some reason. Why is he on the right? I don't know. I guess he's next.
Well, she's the only one that can currently
Yeah.
move at the moment.
I'm just gonna undo movement. Honestly, I'm just gonna end turn. Okay.
Now,
so,
she's the sniper, right?
yeah,
should
she's one of the
she-
2 characters with guns. So I know they suggested flanking and going up, but I think I'd almost rather not. No targets in range. Oof.
Well, she's hiding behind a high box. I think you can't shoot from behind a high box.
Okay.
There's the low boxes and then there's the high
let's
boxes.
try that. Let's see if it matters. Agent action, snapshot. Yeah, so you're right. Unfortunately, it's still no one's
in range.
Okay. Intern, defend.
And I believe because she's between 2 boxes, it counts as 2 shields for some reason. But
Yeah.
it works.
Okay.
Now, he's a medic, so he should ideally stay behind.
Yeah, he's not that burly, though, is the one worry. I might have him hang out over here. Because, yeah, he's only got 66 HP.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's coming right in.
A number of them are. Well, I was kind of iffy on the idea of trying to do a flank. Because it would take multiple turns for me to get around. Whereas it seems like,
Uh-oh.
yeah,
He's gonna throw something.
miss.
Miss.
The sun spell is the one that worries me. Well,
Oh, they actually got to step onto the rooftop.
yep.
Now, can she strike that one guy from behind?
Yes. 100% accuracy. Don't quite know what the stagger does. Okay. Agent action snapshot.
Miss.
Yeah. Let's see. Can he go too far? No, but he's decently tanky. Can't shoot. Battery array. Restores 10 SP. And then we have basic strike and other things. Change weapons. We can't make anything. I guess I'll just end turn and defend.
Wait, they can pass through?
I guess so. Their accuracy is pretty bad though, which is kind of nice.
So this is interesting in that you're going to have special missions in between these major quests, but that means that you'll have a few of your own units available for some of those main quests depending on how long they're doing them.
Yeah.
I wonder how much more difficult this is going to be with it being on hard mode. Is it just a matter of...
I think it's their level.
It's their level and potentially how much HP and attack they're capable of. Because that's the thing. I never like it when difficulty is just tied to how beefy they are in that way. But I mean, it could be that they added different character classes and types and just additional characters to increase the difficulty. But I just have a feeling it means it'll take you longer to
sort of
succeed. But at the same time, would the rewards be worth it?
Yeah, because that's kind of the question. Undo. I just go around. I can't pass through that guy. At least it wouldn't let me. Ooh. Damage ain't great. On any of these? Undo movement. So I'll just have her go here. I can shoot that guy for a decent chunk. There we go. I was really hoping to take out this one dude that I've got surrounded, but alas. Let's see. Attack from behind. Oh, it's extra accuracy. Oh, interesting.
Fully exposed. Close quarters, though, is -50. That's because you're not supposed to use ranged weapons in melee.
Yeah. I was just curious. So. More or less the same.
Ooh, an endurance disruption.
Yeah, which I don't quite know what that means. Oh, I probably should have moved up a little bit, but it's fine. It's probably better for me to just defend.
The medic's gonna be under attack.
Yeah. This guy only does 13 damage, though. I'm not too worried. And yeah, they don't do that much damage. So I think we've largely got this in the bag. We just have to whomp this dude repeatedly. Accuracy is fine. Please die, sir.
I wonder if over the course of this, aside from finding out about how things have regressed back into kind of a medieval fantasy with magic and whatnot, I wonder if there's going to be anything required for the digitalization process that might need to hinge on some kind of magic too, or at least cooperation of the surface dwellers to some respect.
Maybe.
Because the funny thing is, they're hedging all of their bets on this CEO figuring out how to digitize people. Because didn't they say they hadn't even finalized the technology yet?
Yeah, she said she was like 95% done, but yeah.
Because I almost wonder if the real way to... imagine if this anomaly that they've discovered in space is magic-based, or if it's something that magic can thwart. Have they ever considered that possibility?
I was wondering about that if you picked the other side of the plot, would you actually... like, if you were playing as the magic people, would the tech people still be coming down to tell you about this stuff, or is there a magical solution, like put everybody into crystals? Or warp to another dimension? I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the same general story, but perhaps approaching it from the magic perspective. Huh. Yeah, I'm really curious as to what their introduction would have been if it was just them ruminating over this evil faction, or how the world has largely splintered and then suddenly, oh, look, there's this spacecraft coming from the sky. Though I thought they received a message in advance. So.
Yeah. Yeah, they had sent a probe down. Let's see. Unique skills. Healing hands. Healing self Nearby units, range 1, magical. Heck yeah. I gotta get him a different outfit, though. He totally looks like he's just wearing a tracksuit.
I mean, I thought he was in another outfit, but then you put him in this one.
Oh, is that what I did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, double time. Let's move again. Don't care too much about that. Carbon rod, hit this guy. If they're defending, they take half damage, and that's a problem. Ow. Ow.
Wait,
Ow.
what?
30 damage. Oh, but they gave me some ammo. So...
And pain,
sure.
apparently.
Okay, right. She's got quick reload, because you do actually have to worry about ammunition. I think we're fine, though. Action, unique skills, reload. There we go. I was hoping for a unique skill, a more interesting unique skill. You know what? I might as well defend. There's not really a whole lot of reason for me to go early. Don't you dare. Oh gosh, that guy's like actually a good healer.
Oh.
Why would you do that? I'm killing that man.
I don't know.
I'm busy.
Maybe you need to take him out first.
I've just been hitting whoever's not defending. Ouch. Ouch. My doctor. Oh, but he is out of ammo. He might not be able to do that anymore.
Ah, the one square away is considered close quarters.
Yeah. Let's see, actions. Can he heal himself? Yes, he can. And then we just defend. It really seems like defending is by and far the better option. He's not defending. I can't imagine the other guy has much for healing. I do have a grenade.
Mm-hmm.
Do I?
You'd have to switch weapons first, I believe.
Oh, basic throw. Yeah.
And then, even then, you only have 3 of
I don't
them.
think I need to switch weapons. I just need to use basic throw. And she's got a med kit. He's not defending. Okay. He's got 1 HP.
Ooh.
It's fine. He's only going to do 15 here. Yeah. All things considered, this worked out fine.
He goes to heal. I knew it.
No, it's fine. This guy's wasting all of his actions. I'll kill him eventually. I just gotta surround him harder. Plus, Heal Boy would just be able to heal himself. Ow. Pain is rough. But he only has 1 HP.
Oh, look, they dropped something.
Cultured Organics.
Organics.
Ooh.
Huh.
What would basic throw do?
Oh, you're gonna hit your medic.
That's a big explosion.
Yeah, and you would hit your medic there, and yourself.
It's super not worth it.
Mm-mm.
I was just curious. But yeah, he only heals for 35, so, like, we're good. We just have to... are we out of ammo again?
Yep, looks like you're gonna have to
Oh, that only
reload.
recovers 1. Is there... no fast reload? No, it looks like we just have to reload a bunch.
Yeah, you have 1 of 4 right now.
Oh, I see. And she can only do that once per turn. There's got to be a better way to reload, but whatever. Die, Matt! Try healing that jerk. Agent actions. Oh, wait, hold up. We still got some AP here. Action. Agent actions. Improvise strike. Hit him with a pistol. Bam! Wow, that actually hurt.
Oh. He actually had a counter strike, but he missed.
Yeah.
Impure ore.
If I do healing hands, it will heal.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to heal your enemies.
Yep, that's fine. I'm gonna just stab this man from behind. Ooh. No, he can escape. Melee boost. Oh, you fool. Zippy, you fool. You need to run. You're surrounded by 3 angry space people. And they are drubbing you. They are drubbing you quite firmly. He just turns around. Alright, cool. I'm pretty sure I can't shoot this dude. I can shoot her, though.
No! No.
Let's see, staggering. Oh, wait, no. You are surrounded. Bap, miss.
Oh, miss.
That's tragic.
And a melee
Ow.
counter. Ow.
Untrained actions. No, I can't do anything. Everything is expensive. Okay. Quick reload. Action. Okay. If I do agent actions, can I... Oh. Wait, hold up. If I do this. Oh. End turn.
The problem with the shot is you're at such close range.
I know.
And that wasted your bullet.
I could have maybe done basic strike. Oh, but that's only going to do 8 damage. That's not worth it. The main problem is improvised strike ends her turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Ow!
Yep, the counter strike.
Ow! It's fine. And we get the impure ore. Nice! So
You're
I don't have to worry
victorious.
about lost resources on the ground.
Yep.
Okay, EXP. Skill.
And you got the difficulty bonus, which was 110%?
Yeah, well, times 110%, so it's just an extra 10%.
Okay.
Times 1.1. So, it's good. It's not, like, terribly necessary, but if I know I have an advantage or it's an easier mission, might be worth it.
You've been assembled by Sorensen, again to debrief the operation against the One World Union.
I really feel like we're just beating up on rowdy peasants.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, good. Everyone is here. We've deployed the troops from the border region to clean up and secure the area. Their squad has performed admirably. We're able to recover a small amount of resources and equipment from the battle site. I've left Commander Hamwick in charge of provisioning and managing our acquisitions. Very good. The GCL will continue to offer your squad logistical assistance during your time on the Grand Continent. Fear that the One World Union will not take this defeat lightly. President Ashfall? Dr. Kalembe is here to see you with the test results. Kalembe? A Dracorian name. I look forward to seeing their observations.
Heh. Don't get too close unless you want to catch something.
Come in, Dr. Kalembe.
A short, nervous Carnivan enters the room slowly. He teeters and slouches like he hasn't slept in many days, and he reeks of caustic chemicals and a significant ignorance of anything having to do with the personal hygiene. Oh, gosh. I see.
You're Dr. Kalembe. I was expecting a Dracorian. Yes, well, raised in the Ambe region, born elsewhere, you may as well call me Moke. Very well, Moke. We're pleased to meet you. What do you have for us? Oh, yes,
The strange Carnivan pulls out a handwritten page from his coat pocket and studies it intently from behind his smudged glasses.
The material appeared to be 2 parts. A volatile liquid compound suspending a second coagulant. When the 2 chemicals mix and come into contact with air, they produce a violent conflagration. It sounds like a delicate procedure to assemble these weapons. Are they magical in nature? I sense no mana in the fresh samples. The stale samples of the first attack have begun attracting ambient flame mana as expected. I don't believe these weapons are magically powered, however. So latent energy was not used as a power source. Latent what now? Latent energy. It's what our researchers call this hypothetical magic power that the surface dwellers experience. It's not present in the spacefarers who live away from the planet's surface. We're getting off track. Kalembe, how often do you encounter weapons of this design? Almost never. Most combatants in the GCL faces wield magic, of course. Due to the volatility of this creation, I imagine it's not very widespread across the continent yet. That's all I have to report, if you'd excuse me. Wait. Willis and Snad, I have a favor to ask. Would you be willing to take Dr. Kalembe under your control until the situation with the One World Union is quelled? I think you would find his expertise invaluable. But I have so much work waiting back in my lab. It should not be longer than a few weeks. The fresh air would do you good. Besides, direct cooperation between our visitors and the GCL would help ease tensions that the citizens may feel. We need to show that they're our friends. Oh.
Oh.
3. Just keep working in your lab. We'll come find you when we need you.
Oak involuntarily perks up at the mention of his lab, and his eyes almost light up. It seems to be a place of refuge for him.
Thank you. I'm glad you understand. The work I do must remain safely contained away from the others, including you. Well, I was hoping you would make an exception in these circumstances. In any case, just be safe and do what he commands. I know how to keep myself safe. It's not me that I worry about. Well, Kalembe joined the Cradle Project. I've also authorized your squad to make use of our recruitment policies. If you require outside help, use them well. He just whooped off.
Sorensen and the other dwellers exit the office. Willis lowers his head and takes on the hushed tone as he mentions, on a hushed tone as he motions your squad to wait behind.
As you are all aware, we have no time to waste. We've already spent 1 week on the surface and our mission's barely begun. Snad, from here on out, you'll be in charge of all operations. I'll remain in contact to supervise and give you updates on our progress. We'll not reveal the full gravity of the situation until we are certain that we can contain any backlash from the populace. Begin liberating regions, sending squads to aid the citizens of the Cradle, gathering raw materials and training your allies. The next major assignment is always right around the corner. I am also concerned by the level of technology we've witnessed on the surface of the Cradle so far. Or should I say, the level of stagnation. We may need to consider our own installations if we wish to keep in contact with our faction leaders and the Forever Dawn Corporation.
You're not wrong, Tez. At the same time, I suggest we keep our own technology out of sight from the dwellers when possible. We don't want to rouse suspicion or start an altercation. Still day, week 2.
Here are the results of our operations from last week. Don't forget to save your progress.
And Flame Day.
It's a new week, Commander. Look at the map. We're able to liberate territories adjacent to regions under our control. Establishing control of these regions will provide us with more funding and materials in the weeks going forward. New missions are also being added as regions are liberated. At the start of the week, you'll see any dispatch missions available. Most regions will be liberated through dispatch missions, but some will require battles instead. Be aware of that. You can dispatch as many allies as you want on the first day of each week, but remember, those allies will be unavailable until they return. Normally, you want to send as few allies as possible while maintaining a good success rate on the mission. If you wish to have more allies at your disposal, consider using the recruit button in the functions bar at the top of the screen. You can have up to 6 custom recruits that can be dispatched and will fight battles for you. Train them well. Lastly, don't forget to save your progress frequently. The save function will flash when you have unsaved progress. Snad, just a moment. Now that Dr. Kalembe has joined your ranks, you should know about how to outfit your teammates. You can access this information up there. Cool. Main screen, turn on. Cool. Already figured this stuff out.
So he can be a miasmatist.
Also gains 50% of any mastery earned. That is actually quite useful. So I should switch everybody away from the basic class.
Well, yeah, you don't want them to be the basic class anyway.
Yeah. Set which weapon and gear they can use. Carry up to 3 weapons. Weapons are used in conjunction with abilities. Armor and accessories apply stat changes. Consumable items and weapons with ammo will be replenished automatically after battle. And ability setup. We more or less know about this. I'm going a little fast because I know some of these things. So weekly assignments. We have a watery diversion up there. I don't know why it's in red. Might be hard.
Well,
Yeah.
wait, funds.
Yeah, so it requires cold resistance of 20, nature skill level 1, and 2,000 funds to
So
even
construction
start
of
it.
what freshwater aquifers. We don't have enough money to build those.
Yeah, we don't have enough anything for that. Whereas this is like level 3, discipline skill 1, melee weapons, melee combat skill 120%, or 120 plus.
So 3 days, liberation.
So if I send in... Oh.
100.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. Let's see. So that was Sweet Life. On Your Guard is level
Gun
3
weapons.
power skill. Curious about the 2-star, but yeah, send the gun character off. And then do we have anything else? Technology skill level 2. So these are kind of tailor-made for my characters, but then I'd lose access to them for the week, which could be a bit of an issue. One way or another, I think this is a good stopping point, at least for now. I realize we've only done 2 battles and we've only barely scratched the surface.
How many little regions are there?
Let's count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. There's about 50. I miscounted. There's somewhere between 40 and 50.
Okay. And you had, what was it, 140 days until the end of the world? And
Yeah, but I can probably liberate quite a number of these fairly quickly. What I will probably do is make a bunch of custom characters to send out on certain things just because.
And look at that custom character bit. So
Yeah, you can do quite a lot.
you can have human, Dracoran, or Carnivan. And you can choose different voices. You can choose their names, their appearance.
I wanted to know if I could do this, but I wait.
Wander, no, don't import a picture of yourself or something. That's just your frog.
My Discord frog.
Your Discord frog. your pigeon.
Me.
Yourself in Minecraft mode.
It's me. Oh, I appreciate that. So you can be human, Dracoran, or Carnivan. Those are the 3 races. So Carnivans have higher SP, lower HP, bonus slash and heat resistance. Dracoran have higher HP, lower SP, impact and cold resistance. Humans are balanced, have bonus bio and energy resistance.
Interesting.
You can also be extra large or extra small. Oh, that's fun. I like all of these. Oh, and we have the 4 starting classes. Starting classes cannot be edited later. Hey.
Sunspell, an elemental magic user. Yeah, because...
Prefers magical weapon focus weapons, and then Jack of all trades prefers melee and magical weapons. So those are the 2 other starting classes. I guess looks like we don't have access to Enforcer. Unless these change? No, they don't. Well, either way, that's kind of neat. And yeah, I'd probably get the 6 recruits just for the sake of having extra manpower.
Now, the recruits are the ones that can only be used in combat. You can't send them on missions,
No,
right?
no, I think I can use them freely. The only thing I cannot do is socialize with them.
Hey.
Which means I'd probably want to send them out on more of these. Because the rewards are almost always like a little bit of EXP, which is good, but you get the same amount from like a battle. Mm-hmm. And so I'd rather keep the main cast around for the battles, level them up, get them as powerful as possible, while sending my dispatch characters out mostly in that regard until they become underpowered, then maybe swap them. I don't really know.
They seem to imply that there were going to be an awful lot of decisions to be made. Obviously, how you treat your companions will affect their trust in you and your morale and everything. But I'm wondering what ultimately will occur when it comes to the point where you say, hey, do you all want to be part of our digitized MMO? And it's just,
yeah.
What? But
I don't know.
These people are so adverse to technology. They probably couldn't fathom.
I don't know if everybody's adverse. I think we're killing all the Luddites first.
Wander, don't use that word.
Let's see.
I hate it because it's often used against.
Yeah. Let's see. Recruits, by the way. You can see we have 5 recruits out of a lot. So this might actually be like plot recruits that we can get over the course of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I change these? Cool. So you don't have to be smug all the time. I appreciate that. I could even change my name. So if I want to be Bobbles Hogdud.
No, what?
It's like the best feature. Alright, anyway. If you guys like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave us a like. Helps more than you know. And if you want to see more of Bobbles Hogdud, I'm sorry to say that we're going to leave it here. But I'll probably play more of this on my own. And maybe report back later on to say if it's like truly amazing. Or just pretty good. Because I like this a lot. But with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. And we'll see you next time.